It's my privilege to be with you this evening. I'm going to shut this light down a little bit if I can. Oh, that's a little bit too much, I think. But maybe it's easier on the eyes this time of night, even though it makes it a little bit spooky. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's been my privilege to run as an independent candidate for Congress in District 26. I've just met so many fine people that I'm anxious to be of service to you, and I'm pleased to see that in some of the polls that have been informally taken, that I've been well received in the Hispanic community especially, but well received across the board. And there's now the possibility, it seems to me, of the outcome being in doubt. At least that's what's being reported presently. One of the reasons, I think, is because I've declined all corporate money. I've stayed true to my promise that I'm going to be a representative of the people, we the people being the most operative words, as I've said, and repeating Ronald Reagan, who I used to work for, his words. You know, the fact of the matter is that it's been just a joy to meet so many Hispanic families. They love their children, they read to them, they do all the things that all good families do. And they're reinvigorating the spirit of family within California. It's just fantastic. Just fantastic. And, you know, I think people were kind of depressed before. They weren't sure they were going to vote. Some people even told me that they were proud that they were not registered. I sense now that they have a reason to vote. And it's not just me. There's a number of very fine independent candidates in California running and around the country. And one of the things we're seeing is that the independents are turning out to be registering in ever greater numbers. Now, I did promise my friends in the social justice community that I would not throw the district into disarray, although I don't mind that because everybody was so complacent going into this election that there's no way that I was going to have even a chance of getting votes because the parties have dominated here, and you know, that Mrs. Brownlee, even though that Democrats didn't really do anything in this Congress, we're going to blame the Republicans. But one of the things that's not working this year, and one of the reasons why people are attracted to the independent candidate, is that they're not allowing that pass-the-buck routine anymore. So I did promise to say a few words in Spanish. My Spanish is not perfect. I beg your indulgence. Bueno, que finalmente hemos llegado al día de las elecciones. Of course, the day of election is here. Hoy en día se le dará una boleta electoral y candidatos de cualquier partido será sobre él. It's important for me to emphasize that we're still fairly new here in California in the open primary arrangement. It used to be you had to declare you were either a Democrat or a Republican. You get your choice now, and it doesn't really matter, you know, that what you did in the past. Usted puede votar por cualquier candidato que no importa si llevas un demócrata o un republicano in el pasado or even independiente, which of course I'm hoping you will do tomorrow. En particular, se ignoran las necesidades muy significadas de trabajadores, la clase media, y un cambio han permitido en buenas normas y miles de millones de dólares a pagarse a los niveles más altos en nuestra sociedad. You know, we do have this imbalance in income and wealth, and we have to address it. Además, tiene que haber una reforma de inmigración familiar. We have to address keeping families together. And, you know, there's already a good bill in the Senate, and yet Mrs. Brownlee, who is supposed to be representing us, is